Hello. Okay, my name is Valerie, and I would like to talk to you about recycling and how we can recycle more wherever you live. I live in Southampton, so this PowerPoint is about Southampton in England, but obviously there are similarity everywhere in England. Okay, so recycling. Recycling is probably not the best to help the environment, but it's the first step in the right direction. So first we need to know what we can recycle. So in Southampton and a lot of area in England, you can recycle plastic bottles, tins and cans and deodorant and paper magazines and cardboard. And for a lot of council, that's basically it. Now, it looks a lot, but really, when you look at what you put in your bin on a daily basis, you would see that there's still a lot of plastic and a lot of things that we think that we should be able to recycle, and we're not. But before we move on to that, let me remind you that when you recycle, it is better to rinse your recycling goods, okay, so that the cardboard and the paper are not dirty, because otherwise it makes it very difficult to recycle. Don't use clean water to rinse your recycle, just use the end of your washing up water. And put only what it says here, okay? Because if you put stuff that is not allowed, all you're doing is you're contaminating the content of your recycling bin. And if you've got more than 10% contamination in most council, then they don't recycle the whole lot, and you waste your whole content of your bin and end up going to landfill or to incinerator. So that's not something to do. Okay. But there's much more that we can recycle in most council, okay? Let's have a look what we can. Right, so for example, on the back of a lot of goods that you buy in a supermarket, you find this recycle with carrier bags at larger stores, okay? So basically that means that you can take the following at the supermarket you go and shop in. So any carrier bag, any bubble wrap, and we get quite a lot of bubble wrap, especially when you buy stuff from Amazon or eBay, online stuff. And also the paper, the grey paper that they put the goods in, quite often they're recyclable as well. Okay, frozen bags as well, not all of them, so make sure you have this little logo thing at the back and check, because some of them got not recyclable yet. Okay, obviously a can of plastic rings, and that's really important to recycle them because they're very, very bad for the environment. As we know, they can be dangerous for animals. Paper bag for that wrapping for bread, okay, and also the last one, that is cereal bags that you have inside the cardboard of cereal boxes. And where do you take them? Well, in those bins. So in most supermarket, as you can see here, you have recycling bins. Okay, they're usually either next to the entrance or next to the tills, and you just put all your recycling there. Okay, also for things like Tetra Pak and hard plastic like pot and yogurt pot, a lot of council don't recycle them at the moment in your recycling bin. But there are, like in shopping centre, here it was in supermarket in Salisbury, in Sainsbury in Hedge End that I find this. They have a recycling centre station, and they do recycle Tetra Pak and hard plastic. So have a look around, and you probably should be able to find something similar where you live. Also, don't forget to check in the recycling centre in your town, you know, the dump, basically. I found out that where I live, they recycle Tetra Paks as well there. And I'll need to investigate further, but I've been told that some of them also recycle hard plastic. They recycle as well a light bulb for LED lights bulbs, so that's quite good as well. And yeah, they recycle all sorts of things, so check it out. As well, another thing that is quite important to recycle is batteries. Obviously, it's best to buy rechargeable batteries, but if you're like me at the moment, I've bought recyclable batteries, but I still got some batteries that I'm going through. So therefore, you can take them to any supermarket. You know, Lidl and Aldi, they do that as well. And you've got those type of recycling bins to put your batteries in. Okay. Now, if you are a keen gardener, you will know that all your plant comes in plastic pots, and then what do we do with that plastic pot? So reuse them if you can to grow some more plants and seeds and stuff. But then after, you can take them to a lot of recycling, a lot of garden centre actually will have a recycling bin for this type of hard plastic. Okay, so the one I find here where I live is Hatkins. So I suppose that's a chain. I would think if you've got a Hatkins in your area, they will have those recycling bin too. Okay, now I want to talk to you about the plastic that we can't currently recycle, but we can. Any plastic can be recycled, but we don't tend to do it because it's expensive. But there is a company that's called TerraCycle that has started doing that. Now, if you go on the website, you would find that they sell sort of bins, and it's quite expensive to collect the recycling. So I'm not suggesting you do that. But what you do is you go on there and you search which item you want to recycle, and they will tell you where is the nearest bins that you can actually recycle the goods that you want. They are non-profit. They make profit, obviously, but they help non-profit organisation and school and charities, and they do a lot of work to help them. And it's a very, very good company, and they also sell goods that they make with the plastic they recycle. So what can you recycle? For example, for me, I've found out that they recycle pens, and I know in my area there is a post office that has a bin there. So I go, as I'm a teacher, I collect the pens, and then when my little bin is full in my classroom, I take them to the recycling bin of TerraCycle. Okay. Other things you can do is obviously go to charity shops. There's loads of them, and buy things at the charity shops, and also donate. Okay, so old clothes, but also, as you can see, plates and cups and everything that you don't use in the kitchen anymore. I've just done that in my kitchen not that long ago, and I didn't know what to do with all the plates, and I know that they're not recyclable. So I thought, well, you know what, I'll take it to a charity shop. I wasn't sure they wanted it, but actually they took everything. So it's worth checking out. Okay. Now, if we go back to TerraCycle, and I said that they give money to charities, because there's loads of charities that actually work with them. And the one I use, because it's local to my area, is Kicks Count, and it's a charity that look after mothers-to-be and try to do a lot of work to avoid stillbirth. So it's a very, very good charity. And they have a program to recycle and make money out of recycling. So with TerraCycle, this is all the stuff that they collect. As you can see, there's loads of stuff that's currently not recyclable in most areas, but TerraCycle does it. So any packet of crisps, any wrapping of biscuits and cakes and snack packets and confectionery, all that you can keep, and you obviously need to sort it out in the way they tell you. And then you go on the website of Kicks Count, and you have a look where is your nearest place where you can take them. They also recycle, as you can see, cleaning products and beauty products and dental products as well. So anything to do with toothbrush, toothpaste, all that type of thing. Okay, so there's loads of stuff that you can recycle, because when you start looking at plastic, you'll find that it's everywhere. Is everywhere. You know, everything is covered in plastic. So obviously the best is not to buy plastic, but it's very challenging, as I've discovered. So recycling is a first good step. Okay, whoops, sorry about that. Okay, and I think we covered everything. Oh no, I forgot to say, also, if you have old mobile phone, even the really, really old one, okay, because I know new ones you can get money for yourself, but the old one, you take them to Oxfam, and they have a recycling scheme, and obviously all the profit goes to country of the third world to help. So it's a very good cause. Okay, I hope you find this useful, and it's giving you an awareness of how much we can do to help the environment. It's obviously not the only way. The way you start with looking at recycling, and then the second step is how can I reduce what I consume, and I will do a video about that soon. I hope you've enjoyed it and you found it useful. Please subscribe, and I see you soon. Bye.